the clap.
Gunshots on a gun, I don't wanna be. Guilt trip, these drugs are inside of me. This is not where I wanna be. This is not who I wanna be. And these words I speak today.
Do me a favor and look in the camera and like make a face or do something for the thumbnail.
All right. Oh, that's a good idea.
Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Okay.
All right.
Sometimes it's hard to find a thumbnail.
No, I get it. And I look silly in some of these thumbnails, man. You don't want me looking silly, you know. Welcome.
No, I do want you looking silly.
Well, God damn it. Well, we're off to a great start. I just dropped my phone. No big deal. Who cares? Whatever.
No biggie.
You want me looking silly? I want myself looking silly because looking cool is so yesterday.
You could have said is for the fool.
Nah, I wasn't trying to rhyme. I was just trying to, be natural today. I'm trying to be natural, stay calm. I got a little some of this isn't a sponsor, but some Zevia soda here. We got Dr. Zevia. This is zero sugar soda, flavored obviously with stevia. So I'm about to crack this open here live on the show, and cheers to the people out there. I'm trying to live a better lifestyle as of recently.
Here's to the people.
What are you
And
drinking?
that brings us right into. I'm drinking tea.
Oh wow! Well, don't spill it. All right.
I don't need to brag about being a person that's in great shape and mentally stable, but
I do because it's
keep it
so
real.
hard. I think you've maybe been living this lifestyle so long that at a certain point it becomes sort of just the way you're living. But for me right now, it's a major change, and so I do have to brag about it and feel better, feel superior to everyone. Otherwise, I'm afraid it won't stick.
This is great. This is really leading perfectly into the mental health minute, So
Sure.
how you feeling right now, Joel? Sounds like pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I might have to run out in a second. I'm baking a spaghetti squash, and it's gonna be about 10 more minutes in the oven, and I might have to run and get that out at a certain point. But that's okay. We'll just edit that out or not. Or if you feel so inclined.
Anything else you'd like to brag about? You're eating spaghetti squash. That's pretty healthy. You're drinking sugar-free soda.
Yeah.
Which
Honestly, I had high hopes for this other soda. Not to shit on the brand, but I don't know if I like it.
they're not a sponsor, so shit on them. It's a golden opportunity to tell it like it is.
I don't know. It's weird, man. It's I don't know. Something's missing from it. Hold on. Let me do another taste.
Yeah, sugar. Sugar's missing from it. It's soda.
No, because I like other sugar-free stuff. I'm used to that sucralose flavor because my parents are both diabetic, and so I've never had soda in the house. Everything we have was sugar-free growing up and even now. But there's just something weird about it. I don't think it's weird that what I think when I drink it, I go, oh, it's not done yet. Like they just packaged it, threw it in a can. And they're like, fuck it, let's sell it. Like people, I guess the addiction to sugar is that bad that people will, myself included, I'll settle for this for the moment. I did have what's the Dr. something ginger beer the other day that was phenomenal. I really enjoyed
Couldn't tell you.
I really like the bubbles in it, but that has sugar for sure. It's like some crazy amount of sugar. But anyway, back to me. I'm doing good, man. Life overall is pretty good. I'm still on this gravy train. I've been not drinking. I've been sleeping well. I've been relatively eating pretty good. Last night I did have peanut butter cookies and ice cream, but that is my sort of new fun stuff that I'm doing. There's that. I got some weird.
That's your heroin?
Yeah, kind of.
heroin?
Yeah, I won't go into these weird. I got some I've had some possible health things that are bothering me that I'm gonna have to figure out how to go see a doctor about. I don't think it's anything serious, but because I'm a psychopath, I blow it up in my mind. So a little bit today I was kind of any little thing happens, you start freaking out. I don't even know why I'm saying this on the show other than to let you guys know I'm human. All right, everything. I'm not just sitting.
It's the mental health. It's the mental health minute. You know,
Yeah.
you're talking about
But-
your feelings.
But so also this is
getting in touch with yourself.
this is
you
also
know?
going to go into it
Talk
where
about
I
it.
don't like talking about it too much because then I fear that I might have said this before on the show that when I talk about certain things that I'm afraid I'm speaking them into existence. So when we're talking about what's it called when you're like superstition. So I'm like, why did I even say that? Now it's gonna be a fucking thing. Where really, it's probably not even a fucking thing. It's gonna be easy breezy. I'm gonna be okay. But I'm just letting you know.
There you go.
It's taking up a lot of real estate in my mind sometimes, and I have to kind of push that out and stay positive. That's been my goal.
That's precious real estate, man. You got to get that shit out of there. You only have so much mind
I know.
real estate, and it's precious real estate. You got to fill it up with like punk rock music and drumming and
Yeah,
shit like
I
that,
have been.
backflips.
Yeah, I have been. So I think what I need to do is I have I have a busy week coming up, but I think after that week is over, I'm gonna make it my goal to kind of figure out if I can go see a doctor to kind of get this just cleared from my mind, because I feel like once I clear this thing that's been bugging me for a while now, that I'll be unstoppable. So once that's like done, I'm like there's nothing really pressing in my life that is like awful at the moment. I've been really enjoying my life the last month almost. I think it's been like the last day I drank was my birthday, which was January 18th. So since then I've been
Happy birthday, by the way.
yeah, thanks. It's been a while. And I'm kind of enjoying I'm enjoying like sleeping. Dude, I get up early, I make coffee, I put on a record. My girlfriend got me a record player for Valentine's Day, which does pertain to the mental health challenge what has became a game all of a sudden. The mental health challenge. Will I stay sane? Will Joel lose his shit?
Round one.
Round one, fight. And it just
Fight.
me fighting a brain with boxing gloves. If there's any animators out there, please do that.
Finish him.
Oh
the
my
brain just
God.
grabs you by the head.
Oh no, I know. The goal would be to get the brain and just smash it between my hands and then just create dust with it, and it's just like positivity achieved.
Dude, we're making a cool video.
You know what
game
it would
right
be
now,
more
you know?
like? It'd be like
the
if-
brain gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
and
you know,
and
like all
the
this
the last
thing.
level is you have to ride the brain like a bull. Like you get onto the brain and it's like trying to buck you off, and you every time you hold on, you're like achieving more and more stability. And then anyway, that's pretty fun though. But so this record player.
Maybe the first round you have to like rodeo the brain. You know?
Okay,
You
yeah,
have to,
let's
like,
go through
get
this. I like
lasso.
this. I like this. This is all right. This is a good game. So, there goes my
You
alarm
have to lasso.
for the spaghetti
You
squash.
have to
but,
lasso the brain.
I'm
All
gonna
right, get your
stop it
spaghetti
because I don't
squash.
need to go yet. I got a good feel for these sort of things, and I can feel the spaghetti squash, and I think it's gonna give me a couple more minutes. Are you still there, by the way? Did I fuck something up by touching the phone? There we go. He's a little bit. So when he comes back, because it's a little glitchy at the moment. We're gonna go through the levels of this video game. David Deary, are you there? I try to act cool, but really I'm freaking out in these moments and take another. You know what? This soda's growing on me. I think I like it upon second visit. I do like it. So if there's any CEOs out there that work for Zevia, I'd gladly accept a case of Zevia. David, you there? I see you, but you're moving. I can't hear. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's okay. We're just gonna. I was just saying we're gonna jump into the levels of this video game. This is the mental health, the mostly sorry.
What about your spaghetti squash?
I was saying that I kind of I feel the squash, inside of myself. I think I can actually. I'm gonna wait till we're done with this video game check-in. I think it's completely fine.
Let it ride, but I mean, I hope it's not the heat's not too hot.
Nah, I checked it. I turned down the heat from 400 to
Yeah.
350 to let it go a little longer. Spaghetti squash is weird because, well, the way I like it, I don't like it to be too like al dente, because then it's just tastes like squash. It doesn't like meld really well with. I'm gonna put it into like a sauce. So I like to roast it a little bit longer, so it just kind of changes up that raw flavor to something else. But
Yeah, I like to. I agree with that, but I mean, you don't want to burn it.
no, I just looked at
careful.
it. I looked at it before this. I think
Okay.
we're good. I think I'm all right.
Roll with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
let's go through the levels of this video.
yeah.
game.
Okay. So the first level is just what were you saying? The lasso. I like that as a first
You
level.
have to capture you have to get the brain. First you have to get the brain
So I picture this,
under your control.
and also maybe the brain, like the brain gets powerful like as you go along. Like maybe the more negative the brain gets, the more muscles it gets and starts to like choke you out like more and more often. So maybe the brain starts off sort of looking like my body, you know, really scrawny, just basically me, but with a brain as a head, and the brain has eyes, and you got to lasso it.
Or maybe the brain is like running around eating like negative thoughts, and you have to smash the negative thoughts before the brain gets them, and everything.
It's like a
the brain
Pac-Man
eats,
sort of thing almost.
It gets bigger every
Yeah.
time the brain eats like a negative thought or like something bad.
I like that.
Then he gets bigger. So you have to beat the brain to the negative thoughts, smash the negative thoughts with your positivity hammer.
And then maybe the positivity hammer, your tools get, but you like after every once in a while, like, you know, healthy food comes by, sleep, you can collect these things, meditation, therapy, reading a book, yeah, putting on a record instead of scrolling through your phone, which is what I've been doing.
That'd be funny if the brain, like, there's a level where the brain's just like scrolling on Instagram, and like you have to get the phone away from the brain.
That's cool. I like that. Or like you have like a ray gun. It's like those games that you go to like the fair where there's like, or like a shooting gallery, you know, but it's moving, like the things are moving, and you have to shoot at the phones before they get to the, you know, it's Facebook, Instagram, and then finally the last level. Well, no, what would the last level be? Because I like the writing.
Like you said, you have to ride it. You have to ride your brain. Like you have to all through the levels. You have to stop him from growing. If he gets too big, he'll buck you off.
Yeah.
But at the end, if you can keep him kind of low, you can ride him, and then you can eventually like break him down.
You know those like
stuff him back in your head.
That's cool. I like that. You ride it, and as you're riding it, he gets smaller and smaller the longer you stay on, until it becomes a regular sized brain. And then video game style, you open up your head, put your newly one brain into your head, close the skull, and then you exit off into the sunset.
And at any time, if he beats you, he knees you in the head, and your head pops open, and just like empty air flies out or something.
Yeah. And you know, like those cartoons, like they would take over the screen when you lose or something after with the music, like in Mario, like you know, letting you know that you've lost the level. In this one, a straitjacket comes from the ceiling, lands on the person, and then you end up in an asylum.
Pretty much.
Because that would be it. I guess.
And then if you lose too many times, you're just swinging from the rafters.
Yeah, that or suicide. Yeah, suicide, or you hung. I know I was gonna go dark.
That is suicide.
Well, I was thinking
that is suicide.
I know, but
swinging from the rafters.
I was thinking of different options. You know, hanging.
You hang yourself.
Razor blades.
You hang yourself. That's what I was saying. You hang yourself.
I like that visually. For a video game, it's kind of cool. Like the rope comes down,
Definitely.
and then, wow, you know, I've been thinking about that too. Like, dark. You know, now I have friends with kids and stuff, and like, they still have the same sort of dark humor, and I've become not obsessed, but I you know, people like Alice Cooper or things like that, where the theatrical thing is almost it's so intense, and there's beheadings and imagery, or like say someone like King Diamond, who's got the fucking upside down cross made of bones as his microphone, you know, holder. But then you can still get off stage, wash off the makeup, and be a wonderful dad or a philanthropist, or like, I really like that sort of the dichotomy. Like, I feel like there is this pressure societally to, once you have kids, to almost like wash away the artistic stuff aesthetically that you're into before the children came around, you know, like, and I sort of like the idea of them living together as one, and that it is okay, you know.
That would be a fun mockumentary, like a Wes Craven like horror film guy. He makes like just crazy, like real controversial horror films.
Yeah, the newspapers are raving.
Yeah. Oh, he's just a psycho, but then he's just the greatest dad. Like he even like no one really knows what he looks like, you know. But then
I like that.
Like the mockumentary is like exposing who he really is.
Maybe like Gore,
meet the man behind the craziest films you've ever seen, and then he's just like, "Hey guys, what's up? These are my kids," and the kid's like, "Daddy!"
Just beautiful children, yeah. Oh, that's fucking. I like that. That's really funny, man.
Straight A students.
Yeah, I was thinking of like, and he's still like, he's not a nerd. Like he's like, yeah, I'm an artist. Like, I got into this, and then we trace his lineage of like, going to art school. Maybe he played in like punk bands and like, I used to be real crazy, but I got sober back in '87, and I realized like it just, I didn't want to live that way, and then, I like it. I can see that in my head. I immediately thought of like a Gwar sort of band with a full on mask too, where no one's ever, has there ever been a band where you never, I guess now with the internet it's hard, but a band where you don't know what they look like, I guess ICP, back to them, it's pretty rare. There's not very many photos of them. I guess there are, whatever, but do you know of any bands who, I can't think of off the top of my head, where nobody knows what they look like? That seems, I don't know. It's hard with the internet now because everybody knows what everybody looks like. But, do you know any bands, David, where they were like theatrical, sort of, where they wear masks and nobody knows what their faces look like?
Well, Blind Boy,
Yeah.
supposedly no one knows what he looks like.
There's-
He's pretty committed to that.
There's photos of him though. I've looked that up. Like, I guess that's what I mean. Like now it's just hard to do. Oh man, I thought of one right now when you said Blind Boy. Damn. No, because even those people know what they look like now. But that's a cool.
Nah,
That's an
there's no one
interesting.
that I know.
That's an interesting thing because like before, the older I get, the less I am concerned with sort of like fame. Like I used to hear like the bands that I looked up to go like, we don't like that mainstream shit. We don't give a fuck. Like we don't fuck that. I don't care. And I was always like, wait, what? Like, don't you want to be like acknowledged for the stuff you make? And now I'm sort of like, the more and more time goes on, the less I care about that stuff. Where I'm like, of course I want my art to reach people, but like fame, like if somebody asked me what I wanted, like I just want to live a happy, like comfortable life. I would like to be able to not worry about where my rent was coming from or food. And then other than that, I don't think I really care. Maybe to inspire other people to make their own art, and to create.
It can definitely get annoying at a certain point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess.
I mean, I don't know if I talked about this on this podcast
Uh-huh.
or whatever, but see the poster behind me is a Barry McGee poster
Uh-huh.
from one of his art shows, Twist from San Francisco, super famous graffiti artist
Okay.
from San Francisco. And on the poster, there's a picture of a guy, and it's not him, it's his friend, and because he doesn't like to deal with people.
Yeah.
So he had this art show in New York, and he told his friend, "Look, I'll pay for your way to New York. I'll put you up in the hotel, and for free, and feed you and everything. But you gotta let me put a picture of you on the poster, and then if people come up to you, you have to sign my tag and pretend that you're me.
Yeah.
At the reception." And he did it.
Damn, that's
which is
cool, man.
hilarious.
That's awesome.
It's super cool. It's like so funny.
I guess
and, like, it makes
Banksy,
sense,
Banksy, no one really. There's alleged photos of him too, but like, I think that Banksy's like a team of people, to be honest.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't
For
think especially with the big pieces and stuff. Like, I'm sure there's one dude
He
who
has
maybe
books published and shit. You can't have books published without people knowing who you are. There's no way. And
Yeah.
it just doesn't really make sense. It's someone who is already in the art community, someone who is already famous. I feel like I always thought Banksy was like Shepard Fairey.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
I think I mentioned that on here too.
Yeah.
Um,
Or at least
or at
Shepard
least
Fairey's involved.
connected.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Because how is he on the documentary? How is Shepard Fairey like?
Yeah. So
it's
is
so
that
weird
Mr.
how
Brainwash
Banksy
dude. I
would
think
pick
that
who
guy's
he would
also,
have next to him on the documentary.
who knows? Maybe
that's
he's just
kind of
a
what you got to think
patsy,
about.
but,
Why would he pick him?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, this is where I have to go. Now I got to go check the spaghetti squash. So I think we're going to pause here. I'm going to run to check the spaghetti. What am I, 5? And then I'm going to come back and I'll give you guys an update on the spaghetti squash. Unless David's still talking. His camera froze. He could still be just going off on a full-on rant. And you there, David? You got frozen again.
Yeah, I was gone for a minute. I'm back now.
It's all good. I was just saying this is where I'm going to pause and run and check on the spaghetti squash, and I'll come back and,
that's
and
perfect
report
then.
on it.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Let me give a little wave so we know. There we go. That's where the cut happens right there. And look, it'll. and then I'll just cut it right back just like that, probably.
Boom. Hell yeah. And here we are. I checked on the spaghetti squash. Wow, magnificent. If I must say so myself, it's perfect, I think. And you know, people will say, Joel, nothing's perfect, and I'll say you're right. So it's good. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anonymity.
We were talking
and fame and
we were
stuff like
talking
that.
about Banksy.
Yeah, I used to
Yeah,
be.
fame.
I used to be really obsessed with it. Not obsessed. I mean, I know when I was a kid, I wanted to be famous. Like I wanted to do something, man. I don't know. And then the older I got, I was like, oh, I was just trying to be a comic. But I think what it was not really even just talking about one form of art, but just I wanted to just make things.
But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, you know, and clearly
No,
like
please.
the most
I need
fame.
this.
The most fame that you got was obviously with Kill Tony.
For sure.
So how
Yeah.
did you feel about, like, how was it dealing with the fans of Kill Tony? Did you have issues? Did it bother you ever? Was it fun?
No, it was really fun, man. I overwhelmingly got positive shit for the most part. And the unpositive stuff I got, those people were clearly not right in their heads a lot of the time. Like the people that I met that were negative, I was like, "Oh, you're just like a weird. You're like you don't have you know." And God bless them, they didn't have like social etiquette or whatever. But mostly it was great. I that's interesting, man. I was that was a I was very grateful. I couldn't believe anybody gave a fuck about what I was doing. But there were times where it scared me. Like and it's such a smaller sort of scale. Like there are people who legitimately had some sort of overnight fame, where I could see that getting real iffy. But there were times where I started thinking about it, and the fame kind of started to terrify me, but not enough to like not keep pursuing it, you know. But no, it was
No, it's a beast. There's some kids who get it way too fast, and that's
Yeah.
like a scary thing. Like me and Cossack were talking about that, about a specific skateboarder
yeah,
who his rise to the top was just so fast
yeah,
that he didn't really handle it well.
yeah.
You know, it
No,
went to his head. His
yeah.
head ballooned, and it's hard.
Yeah, is that well? I don't know if if you wanted. Well, I guess we'll keep it anonymous. You could tell me after.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to
yeah.
say his name. No, I'm not going to say his name.
But
you
even
know?
but even that
it doesn't matter because there's like probably literally 100 people who,
yeah,
you know, and there's a lot of obvious ones out there too, and there's
For
even
sure.
like, you know, Toss Pappas and Ben Pappas. There's a documentary about those kids and
yeah,
and the way they handled shit, and you know, it's crazy. It's just a crazy. I mean, Hosoi also has
Yeah.
there's a crazy documentary
for
about
sure.
Hosoi.
Yeah,
Like smoking meth with his dad and shit
man,
like that. Like,
that's
it's
so rough. They caught him with
just,
I think a
untouchable.
quarter pound of meth. I was like, that is so much meth. It doesn't, it doesn't sound like a lot because it's a quarter of a pound, but like of that's dude. You're going, dude. Now people realizing why he's blasting fucking 9 feet out of a fucking half pipe, dude.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah. You know what else is interesting? And no,
Did he invent the method air? The meth air?
I don't know, but he did. They should. I heard Christ air was short for Crystal meth. All right, no, that's disrespectful. I don't want to be, mean.
I thought it was short for Christ. Jesus Christ, I'm fucking high as shit.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of meth. No, I don't know.
Let's
yeah.
just call it Christ air.
Yeah, they're like, whoa, yeah, it's too long for a trick name. No, that I feel bad now because that guy's like, I think it's really cool the way like he's turned it all around and sort of like, I don't know, I love all those I like that too. I love a good redemption story, man. Like,
Oh yeah,
Dude.
you gotta love that. Yeah, you gotta love it.
some people don't, man. It bums them out, the haters, because they were banking on that fucking failure. And so when somebody like Hosoi or fuck, I'm trying to think, man. There's been a lot of people that I really look up
Guy
to.
Mariano's a huge one.
Yeah,
Guy
yeah. I mean,
Mariano.
dude, when he tells that story, there's a documentary where Guy Mariano said he was like going to buy crack, and even in his mind at that time, he was still like, I'm fucking Guy Mariano. Like, do you know who I am? Sort of shit. And what a humbling experience. And then when he came back with that fully flared, double song part, which to me I think is his best. Like the fully flared double song part with the band of horses to me is like a masterpiece, dude. It's like
Oh
incredible,
yeah.
dude.
Oh yeah.
Ugh,
Oh, incredible.
I love that, man. But so, and I'm
That's one premiere that I really wish I could have been there for that. For that premiere,
people were
that
probably
would have been
crying in that room, dude.
oh
Yeah,
full on standing ovation. Like
yeah, so
it went
moving,
off.
man.
I heard it went absolutely off.
So I've been man, I got chills right now. But part of my, and who knows? I'm always a little worried to put any sort of time limit on it. But right now, me not drinking, and it's not like, who knows? Maybe I'll drink next week, maybe whatever. But today, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna drink today, just because I want to see what life is like on this side of the coin, and I want to see how long this goes and whatever, and just what I can get out of it positively. I've already tried the other thing. Let me try this out. Let me see what's up. I'm just interested in it. But the thing that I keep going back to in my mind is like, well, you see that, all these my heroes or people that I looked up to who just they burned out. They got fucked up on drugs, or they were alcoholics or whatever, and it didn't really work out. And part of me is just like, well, you've seen what the other side does to people, and then you see what this side does for people. Why not see this for a little bit? And sometimes I'll go to myself and I'll be like, well, I never got that bad, or I was never, I never went to jail, I never killed anybody, none of this stuff ever happened. It's not a problem. But then I'm also like, well, why even leave that open to where that could be an issue later on or whatever? So I'm just checking this out right now and just seeing nothing bad ever happened from not drinking, I'm sure people could be like, actually, yeah, I was.
Yeah, but it wasn't because they weren't drinking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, I just feel like
It's just because they like I had a bit like that. It was like when I first stopped drinking, I was like, I stopped drinking. People would clap, and I'd be like, yeah, but it's weird because I'm still an asshole, and now I don't have an excuse for it.
Yeah.
Like I'll go up to a girl and be like, yo, nice tits, baby.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, I have no excuse. I can't be like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I was totally sober all weekend. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
when you're drinking, you can just make excuses.
Yeah, for sure. And then after a while, that excuse sort of like doesn't mean anything to people anymore, But yeah, I don't know. So that's part mental health, part like the fame thing. Like thinking about that, I mean, like especially with the Joelberg, I'll call it like a character because it was an elevated version of who I am. But like with the Joelberg thing is like, I could see that sometimes possibly leading down a weird road because you're expected to be this thing all the time, almost where like, when we first launched this podcast, I remember reading like comments that were like, if he's not wearing the purple dildo at the podcast, then what's happening? And I was like, dude, I'm like a person. Like, I don't just sit around in a gold onesie all the time with a purple dildo. It's like, so, we've seen that with people that where their character, the Sam Kinnisons of the world and stuff like that, or the character becomes almost all engulfing, and you end up having to live the legend, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to sustain and whatever. Who knows?
No, I agree with you. I feel sorry for those people. Like Joe Rogan, he literally has to eat elk like all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What if at a certain point he doesn't like it anymore?
He's tough beans, baby. You eat elk.
You're gonna eat that elk. I have a fear. I always wanted to go hunting, like, because I thought there's something cool to me about hunting. Like, if you have a family, if you have to, and you bring home food for the family, I think there's something really cool there. But I always was worried that, like, what if I shoot this elk and then I taste it and I don't like it? And then I'm like, damn, like, I don't even like the way this tastes. Like, there's two things. You either you go, I don't like this, I got to give it away and feel bad that you killed this thing. Or maybe not. Maybe you're like, well, I fed this other family. Or, oh, fuck, I forgot where I was going with that. Or you lie to yourself and you go, no, this is delicious. Yum, and you force feed yourself elk.
I mean, maybe it is delicious just because you earned it. So, you
yeah.
know what I mean, maybe it's.
Although
I've been vegetarian so long, but I would definitely, if I killed the meat myself, I would eat it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, that's a huge part of the dilemma of why people become vegetarian is this disconnection with where our food comes from. It's like, let's get into this topic. I like this because
Let's get into it,
you know,
Joel.
when you're vegetarian or you're vegan or whatever, you get a lot of shit from people, and a lot of times they think it's this thing they're putting on it. Like I'm sure you're not gonna sit at a table with people eating meat and like you don't judge them. I was vegetarian 6 years. I never gave a fuck what anybody was eating around me. It was just my own personal choice. And the other people would give me shit like, oh yeah, here's the vegan, this and that, or the vegetarian, and I'm just like, I didn't say anything. I'm sitting here eating my fucking bean and cheese burrito. You guys are fucking giving me shit. Sorry, you froze again. I feel like you want to say something here, but I don't know why this is happening. This is a good. I'm gonna see if I'm on the internet. Oh, there you go. You're back. Hold on. I'm gonna try something. That
Dude,
maybe
I
will
don't know,
keep
man.
you from-
It's like when you're vegetarian shit.
Yeah, it's all good. Were you gonna say something? Were you gonna make a joke and say that
I
you
was gonna
were
say, yeah,
judging
let's get
everybody?
into it. Did I already say that to you? Did you hear me say that?
Great. Here we go. Now it really froze. There we go. Now you're
Just go.
back.
Wait,
All
let's
right.
go no camera. Let's go no camera. It's probably easier with just audio. Let's go just audio.
No, I'm good. I'm back. Oh, on the I
Oh,
get what you mean. Okay. Let's see.
on the Skype.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, I'm no camera now. Are you?
All right. Yeah, I'm no camera.
Cool. So I was talking about that, how people that like don't eat meat, they don't care. But were you gonna make a joke that you sit around and judge people? I thought you were gonna make like a sarcastic.
No, I didn't hear. The only thing I heard you say was "Let's get into it," and then I said "Let's get into it."
Okay, cool. No, I was just gonna say, I'll repeat myself real quick, just a quick recap. I was saying, the whole time I was vegetarian, the people think that vegetarians or vegans are like sitting at the table watching other people eat meat, going like, "You motherfuckers," but for the most part, it's like the meat people that are like uncomfortable for some reason with it's like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Do you have
No, I
any?
hear what you're saying. I just think it goes both ways. I think there's some people who don't care. There's some people who do care.
Yeah.
It goes. Some vegetarians care, or they're really judgmental. Some meat eaters
Yeah, you're
are
right.
really judgmental. But
Yeah.
I don't really get a lot of shit for being vegetarian because a lot of people don't even know I'm vegetarian. Just
Yeah.
like I don't get shit for not drinking or smoking weed because a lot of people don't know that about me until they try to hand me a joint, and then I go, "Nah, I'm good," or I'll just pass it. I won't even say anything. I'll just grab it and pass it.
Yeah, for sure.
So and the vegetarian thing is like, I don't know. I would eat meat. Like I said, I would eat meat if I killed it myself,
For
but I
sure.
don't have like a gun.
Well, that's
Someone take me hunting.
I know.
or
I've thought
fishing.
about that. Some dude was gonna take me he was gonna take me pig hunting because I was like, I know I like pork, so I would do that. But
La puerca. Tu madre es una puerca.
I guess I guess the other Spanish word is marron. I think is another word.
Maricon.
No, that's not. That is not what that means. But yeah. But sometimes I would get shit from people, and they would just like, oh, you really think you're like making a difference, this and that, like, soy. When people farm soy, they're killing a bunch of animals too, man. You think you're, but here's what it was for me. Also, was sure, like, go. Of course, you can win an argument on semantics all the time, right? But my thing with it was just a choice about what I wanted to put in my body. It wasn't that I gave a fuck what anybody else was doing. If I don't have these things that I hold on to, then what do I have? If I don't have my own sort of choices in my own life, then really what do we have in life other than that? It's like it was just a choice of what I don't want to put that. And also I didn't want to be a part of it. Whatever that was. If you go, well, you are a part of it with this and that. It's like, okay, all right. That's another thing. It's like everybody will always bring up the most extreme side of the argument, and it's like there are smaller.
That's just whataboutism. Whataboutism.
Yeah. So it's just and I found myself doing it before. With things where I'm like, well, people will talk this and that, and I'll be like, well, you're using an iPhone, and that's made by, and they're like, okay, we get it, but we're talking about smaller things that we can. Of course, that is a hard thing to change, but we can make change in a small thing. But anyway, back to the vegetarian thing. It was just. it was just interesting the sort of things, and I feel like I don't know. I think it's an honorable thing. Any sort of that's why a lot of religions have those things where for Lent you give up a certain thing. It's just a thing where you can what's the word I'm looking for? Like what would Lent be considered? Yeah,
You appreciate it.
but what is the
You give it up. You
exactly,
sacrifice.
the act, there we go, sacrifice. It's just an act of sacrificing that helps you appreciate the other things in life, or just to realize how good we have it, I every year I tell myself I'm going to do Ramadan just because I think it's a cool sort of to just have appreciation for what we have and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know how the fuck we got here anyway, but whatever.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. There's no executives that are going to watch this and cancel you because you didn't stick to the script, and there's no one that's going to send you notes except possibly me. But
Yeah,
at
for
this
sure.
point, I think it's a good podcast, man. You're talking about fame.
Yeah.
You're talking about living a healthy lifestyle. You're
Yeah.
eating
Oh,
spaghetti
here,
squash.
you hit me with this. It's like, I'm making ground beef with the spaghetti squash, so I'm kind of canceling it out, but not really, because it's good. I got good meat from a butcher, and not to brag, but Bristol Farms, the Wagyu was on sale because it was the last day they could legally sell it. Anyway, oh fuck yeah, living a healthy lifestyle. So what's interesting to me lately has been how threatening it is to some people when you don't eat meat or you don't drink or you don't smoke and stuff like that. They're almost like put off by you. Like I'm not saying I'm that guy, like whatever, like who knows what my future holds, but I've noticed that, like, how people get uncomfortable, and it used to make sometimes it would make me uncomfortable if I was in a group setting and someone didn't drink. I would be like, oh, like why, like what whatever. And it's interesting how it's almost very punk rock to like not do those things because there's so many alcohol commercials. There's so many commercials for cheeseburgers and stuff like that. And smoking is like so normalized that I guess smoking is the one that is almost like kind of universally looked at as like bad because I feel like smoking has quicker health decline than even like alcohol does in our society. But I just been thinking about that.
Smoking is interesting because it's legal and it's like kind of accepted, but it's like literally like watching somebody like take pills or shoot heroin or
smoke. Watching someone smoke is like watching someone smoke. It's like
on a smaller level. It's just a really addictive drug that absolutely without a doubt kills you.
Yeah, that's
and doesn't really have any positive benefits.
Yeah.
Although the Native American people use it in a way that I think is interesting, but they only smoke natural tobacco. That's a totally different thing.
Yeah, it's like unprocessed, like the way we do it, and not. Yeah, it's
unprocessed. No, they don't have any kind of additives and preservatives and all the addictive stuff. I don't think it has the addictive stuff, but anyway, it's probably slightly addictive or
I
addictive
think
and bad for you.
I think
they don't smoke 20 cigarettes a day though.
Yeah. It's a trip, dude. Like I always thought about that. Like I could never. I don't think I. This is just my emotional sort of take on it. Is that like if my girlfriend smoked, I would just be sad because like I love her and I wouldn't want her to like. I wouldn't want her to be like hurting herself like that, But also I'm with it. Like if people, I'm with personal freedom. Like if people want to like smoke, that's cool. I don't care. Joe Strummer had a funny quote where he was like, if you don't like smoking, like you shouldn't be able to buy any products made by people that smoke, And that was it was just funny, But yeah, it's just a weird thing that the opposite side of the coin of I don't know, man. I see so many like alcohol commercials and like I almost wish I know that I found like a way on Instagram where you can change that. Like you can change your targeted ads where you're not getting like alcohol like advertised to you, but you can't do that with TV. Like I'll be watching Hulu and like damn, like it's like a fucking beer commercial or something like that. I'm like, man, I wish I didn't have to see this right now, kind of, because it's just whack to me, I guess.
Have you tried an ad blocker?
Well, I don't know if I could do that on Roku.
I don't know either.
Yeah, but it just kind of like it's whack on the level of like I kind of hate advertising. Like back to that fucking the Beastie Boys thing where MCA didn't want their music in commercials and stuff, and like uh Fugazi, I remember, or like Ian MacKaye, like they would always want to interview them, and he was like Rolling Stone, and he's like, I'll do it if you don't have any like alcohol or tobacco ads in the magazine that we do the interview for, and they never did it, and that's like such a testament to where the money is, and like, you know, following the money to where people care about our like human beings. Really, it's like they only care enough to, unless it's like fucking with their source of income.
Yeah, and they don't pay, like magazines don't pay, like radio doesn't pay. The amount of, you know, people, bands, and, you know, when they're hot, they get a radio spot, and when they're not, the radio's like, no, we're not fucking with you, and they don't even pay you. They don't pay you.
Yeah.
And they don't have any kind of longevity towards you, or they don't care. They just don't care who you are. They don't give a fuck. They just know that you'll sell the magazine. Oh, let's get an interview from them, not pay them, and then sell ads.
Yeah, it's not like a
that.
zine.
I mean,
it's not like a zine where
podcasts,
some
but-
teenager like gets to meet Minor Threat, his favorite fucking band, and he's in a room and he asks them, you know, it's like the difference between, say, like a Nardwar and then like a Rolling Stone, like an expose with like Britney Spears or something. It's like they don't give a fuck. They just want to sell magazines.
And I mean, I guess a lot of those journalists did really like the music and really know what's up, but it's like they're not the corporate you know what I mean?
Well, it's
They're not
like
the corporate
politicians. It's like
face.
when
they don't get to choose.
Yeah, it's like Bernie Sanders saying this and that, and then when he gets into office, you realize you really can't do much because the higher ups they got you on a real short leash. It's crazy that those patterns exist in so many things in our lives. Like well-meaning people, you know, are kind of, they're a slave to where the money is, and those higher above them, and sort of like having to save face and things like that. I don't know.
That's why it's always great to just build your own platform as much as you can, you know?
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
always great to just, that's why now it's better than ever. You can do so much.
Well, that's
on
why
your own,
that's
and-
why art is so fucking cool and important, man. Just, you know, I think about just kids in a basement battle rapping each other. It's so pure, or a punk band just playing in a fucking a basement. You know, the basement scene. You know, people having their own art shows or making zines. You know, you've done that, or just, oh man, it's God, it's so
I've
important.
done all that. We used to have hip-hop shows at my house in San Francisco.
Yeah, see, I love
mean,
that, man.
We used to have hip-hop shows in my house in Philadelphia. We had a basement.
Uh-huh.
And it was awesome, man. We'd put like, I don't know, 50 people. It was like house party, but in a basement. We'd have DJs and
God.
MCs, and it was dope.
In,
and then also
in
San
COVID, dude, that
Francisco
sounds
as
like
well.
a wet dream right now, dude, because of, like, I want that so, like, oh man, you hit the nail on the head. If I could either be in a band, do stand up, DJ, or any sort of art in a room with 50 people, even 25 if the room is small enough, God, that makes me want to come everywhere. Just
Well, I know one thing, when we get the vaccine, you know, it's just looking like summertime or something like
Yeah.
that, you know, whenever it happens.
Yeah.
It's not going to be forever. I want to do a lot more just the cool events, you know. I
Yeah.
want to do just, you know, hook up with Hot Sauce and go to a pop-up restaurant where we
That
just
sounds
like do a
fucking
live podcast
so cool,
with
man.
20 people, you know, and do, I just want to do things like,
Yeah.
I just miss doing small things, you know.
for sure. Yeah, small but mighty, dude, is like, it's like I like that fucking, you know, you don't need that's the thing. My brain sort of expanded too. I mean, and it's good to think big. But like, say the Kill Tony thing. Like, how many people does the main room fit? Like 300? Do you know?
With the, you talking about with Kill Tony or on a Friday night? It's different.
Which one's bigger?
400 people.
Yeah, okay.
400 people is the
Okay.
main room.
Okay, so
400
say sold out Kill Tony. Oh, because of the comics and stuff. I got you.
because of the comics, we would sell 250 tickets. We'd have a big guest list.
Cool.
You know, we'd probably eventually we'd have 400 people in there, but we
So
would,
that-
you know.
So that to me is what that became. But now the more I go, it's like, oh, if I'm playing like, if say this punk thing goes well and I end up playing a few times or whatever, say the Baby Boys come back and we're doing some sort of show. I'm down for a small room with 50 people, dude. Just fun shit like that. Sounds real good to me, right?
That's
about
the belly
now.
room. That's the lab in the
Yeah,
in the improv.
that
That's
sounds
the belly room.
nice.
Those are just perfect rooms.
Yeah,
you
for
know, those are
comedy.
just like amazing. I mean, they're just perfect rooms. I just for what I like to do. I like to do stuff like that. I'm more
Yeah.
of a basement style guy.
Yeah,
you
me
know?
too.
I love the ballet room. The ballet room was amazing.
There
When
was
Roast
a-
Battle was really kicking off. Oh, it was so good.
Did you ever do? I think it
So
was
fucking
called The
good.
Setup. It was in San Francisco. It's in a basement in San Francisco, in the Tenderloin, I believe. I forget, but I did it. It's a really cool show, man. It's in the basement of a wine bar, and that's what that
Yeah,
was.
I did that spot. I
Yeah,
did that
like
spot.
oh
Yeah.
man, that place was great.
That place was really nice. You know, that place was really nice. You know what I liked? Remember that open mic that garage open mic behind
Yeah.
the Food for Less?
Yeah, for sure.
That was the shit.
Yeah, that was
that was the
fun.
shit.
I had some fun times there, man.
Victor Martinez, that was the shit.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, man. So that was, they were creating their own culture too, you know.
Oh,
It's
that
like,
was amazing. Yeah, it was
yeah,
so
that
good.
was the punk.
I did my
that
own
was
show
punk
there.
rock.
I did.
Yeah.
I like rented his spot.
I
and
remember
did my own
that.
show there.
I think I remember
that
that.
was
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. I gotta. You know what I've been thinking about too is like just reaching out when I have those feelings of like that was really cool, like sending those people a message and being like, yo, like that was awesome what you were doing. Like, you don't notice it at the time till later, and then you're like, hey, they were really doing something that was small but mighty, and they had a very like dedicated group of people around that were into it, and yeah, it was fun.
What was that other mic? There was a really good open mic when I kind of first started hanging out in LA. It was run by like the kind of really good open micers, like Devin Costa, and I don't know if he was running it, but
Was it at
these
the
are people
Hollywood
that come-
Hotel?
No, not at all. No. It was at someone's. I'm pretty sure it was someone's house, and they had like a little garage in the backyard, and they would always have the opening spot would be a booked spot. And I remember seeing Jamar there.
Oh, was it
and,
it like Jeff Sewing and those guys and Leah Kajanian, and was it the workout room?
No,
Okay.
that's like a backyard show.
Yeah, because that
right?
was fun too. I'm trying to think. Garage.
that was really
garage.
cool. I could be talking out of my ass.
No.
But I felt like the people. No, I mean it definitely was a spot, and it was definitely really dope. And I only saw really good comics there.
Oh,
hanging
I
out.
do. Wait, wasn't it in a bedroom? It was like in a house. Was it
It was in a house.
Brian
Yeah, it was in a house.
Bencardi and Ben Avery? And
Oh yeah, Ben Avery was connected to it.
yes, I think I
Yeah.
saw you there maybe before. But yeah, that was cool. Who else was Yeah, it was Devin Costa.
I would see people
think.
like Pedro. I would see like Devin Costa.
Yes.
Pedro Salinas.
The Murder Room. It was called,
you
I
know,
believe.
The Murder Room.
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I went to like one of the last
Shout
ones
out to
before
the
Brian
Murder Room.
left. Yeah, that was fun, dude. That was punk as fuck, dude. They had crazy rooms in there. Like, I think they did a bit where like Brian fell out of the window. Like it was yeah, those places are fun, man. Like I can't wait to get back to that stuff, dude.
Dude, they were just like good open micers. They made me want to like host an open mic. They
Yeah.
made me want to do. They made me believe in open micing and practicing and working on bits. And you could do 3 minutes and you could perform in front of comics and all the things that are just bad.
I would see people like legitimately kill in those rooms, you know,
100%,
because the
and-
energy was so palpable. Like it wasn't even the jokes; it was like the environment they created.
They created a great environment by being creative, and also there was a little bit of like it always felt like a little gimmick, like not gimmicky but fixed towards people who were good.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like maybe they would rig the bucket a little bit,
Well,
or they
that's-
would definitely book people.
yeah. You gotta
They would
curate
definitely
that
book
shit,
people.
you know.
You got to, and they did it, and the way they did it was like obviously people wanted to show up and perform, and
Yeah,
and it was a small room. Yeah, it was just a great open mic. That was just a great, really fun.
yeah.
event.
They're funny, man. I mean, Devin Costa is a really good comic. He's a good like filmmaker too. He's made some really great sketches, man. Yeah,
He's amazing. I think he's really, really talented.
yeah. Me
And,
too.
I remember seeing Pedro Salinas there, who's also really talented.
Oh, for
comic.
sure. Yeah,
Don't know what he's doing these days, but I'm sure his name will pop up at some point.
yeah, for sure. If you don't know them, look them up.
yeah,
Look up
he-
Devin Costa. He's got a lot of great shorts. Yeah, that's so
Look
cool.
up
man.
Ahmed Weinberg. He's amazing.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, he's the best. He just wrote this great article about doing stand up at the Zappo billionaire's mansion before the guy died, like 2 weeks before the guy died in a mysterious fire. It's him, Ali Makovsky, and Brian Simpson got on this like tour bus, drove through the night to this mansion, and that's all I'll say. But the link is in his bio, Ahmed Weinberg on Instagram. It's fucking interesting as fuck, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's a legend, man. I love that guy.
Um,
He also makes great short films and stuff.
Yeah, speaking of that, I know we've talked about doing short films for this thing, and we will eventually. But I've had this idea, and I went hiking with Van Corona yesterday, and he sort of lit the fire under me to get to it to start writing. And I've been shooting some sketches with Jeremiah and their crew. So they have a production company called 4933, and basically after working with them and stuff, I've been sort of inspired to finally get this short thing that I've been thinking about for a while off the ground. And I think I might end up just writing it. So I've never really written a script like in an orthodox way. It's always been more of like a shot list because that's just kind of how my brain works. But I've got some time now. I've got this record player. I like to put the Jurassic Park soundtrack on and either read or write. What a banger of a soundtrack. Jesus, John Williams, possibly at one of his finest works. I might get the 2001 A Space Odyssey soundtrack. My mom told me.
That's great.
She's like, you should get that. Because I was like, I'm kind of enjoying putting on these instrumental things and reading lately just to get the fuck off my phone. Because what the coolest thing about records, I think, is that just throwing the needle down and walking away and to not fucking fiddling. And another thing is, like, in the past, that when I've had record players, I've gone on these sort of digging things where I'm sort of just buying shit just to buy it. Now I'm on a mission to get just great albums that I love that will always be cool, that I won't have to like give away or sell in 5 years because I have too much vinyl. Like, I just want maybe 50 records that I will just listen to from top to bottom. So I'm on a mission right now. I got some good ones. Dude, my fucking I got a Public Enemy fucking album coming in the mail that my girlfriend got me for Christmas. That's coming in March, something to look forward to. But anyway, I don't know, I'm just bragging about material possessions at this point.
Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
But yeah, she got me It Takes a Nation, which will be fucking just awesome to sit and listen to.
One of the greatest of all times.
But anyway,
well,
so
you know what I got, Joel?
What'd you get?
We wrap it up.
No, tell me.
What I got is the epoxy, the resin to make our mold for breakable sugar bottles.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I got it all. I got everything. I got the silicone mold release. I'm looking at it right here. We could make a mold.
Wow.
And for your short film, someone's got to get hit with a bottle.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Do you want? I didn't want to just like suggest that, but we can do that. I didn't want to take that for my solo project. I didn't know if you wanted to wait on that, but maybe it'd be.
I don't want to wait. I want to smash a fucking bottle over someone's head. I'm not gonna wait on it. I want to do it every fucking day of my life.
I know, me too, man. Fuck, that's so fun. I wish I just had like a billion of those. I would wake up in the morning and just smash a bottle on my head.
Not gonna be hard to do once we make the mold. It's not gonna be expensive. It's not gonna be hard to do. Well, it's just gonna be a matter of melting sugar. If I don't even have a microwave, but you probably have a microwave.
Yeah, let's talk about that because I would love that. I would I'll even get like some I can get the stickers printed out to like put them on to make it look like a real whatever the company
gonna happen.
is.
Yeah. We're gonna get beer bottles
and
caps.
It'll actually fit into my script. I believe I could probably put that into my script. Because when
anything that I shoot or you shoot or that we work on is gonna have to have somebody getting smashed with a bottle.
I love it. The Bottle Boys, dude. BB.
The Bottle Boys.
The Bottle Boys.
That could be just like a specific. We should start a YouTube channel. Once we get the mold, we'll just make all kinds of bottle molds.
You know what'll be fun is
the Bottle Boys. We'll just go out and bottle people.
What was it? It was like there was I think it was a sketch. It was a sketch company where you knew someone was gonna die in every sketch, and the sketches were fun because you didn't know how it was going to happen or who was going to die or when it was going to happen. So maybe our thing is the Bottle Boys.
I feel like our thing will be the Bottles. I feel like someone did a web series where he was always, every episode he got a new partner.
Okay.
And the partner would die every episode.
That's like the Kenny thing.
I remember, I feel like it was Josh Fadem was one of the guys who died.
Okay,
and,
that might be
Johnny Pemberton. Is
Okay.
that his name?
Yeah, Johnny Pemberton. Yeah, he's really funny.
Yeah,
too, man.
I feel like it was a Johnny Pemberton thing, or one of those kind of like weird, like Adult Swimmy kind of like comics that are super funny,
For sure.
like a Tim Heidecker or Johnny Pemberton.
But that'd be fun. Yeah, you
Josh
just
Baker.
never know where the bottle's gonna come out. But yeah, so I'm gonna start. Maybe I'll work on that today after I finish up this spaghetti squash. Start figuring it out. I don't want to say. I do want to tell everybody what the premise is, but I don't want to say anything yet till I put something to paper.
Just commit to writing every day, Joel. Just do a little bit every day. That's what you got to do. I'm working on my script. You're working on your script.
Yeah,
I've been doing it every day.
It's so cool the way yours is coming together, man.
amazing.
I'm excited about that for sure. And
Every day.
yeah, nice.
Work on it every day. I mean, it's becoming my thing now. I'm like, oh, this is what I do. Right now, I'm a screenwriter. That's what I'm doing. I'm not
Yeah.
a comedian. I don't want to do. I have no desire to go out and stand in front of people. Could care less about people. I'm telling my story on a piece of paper right now, and I'm fucking excited about it.
That's awesome.
I'm excited
The
about it.
excitement is the best part, man.
100%.
Speaking of stand-up, I have a stand-up show coming up outdoors in LA on the 27th. I believe the place is called the people that put it on. It's like at Nightcap LA or something like that. So, if you're interested in that, I know it's like very limited. It's like a really small thing. But go on their Instagram. They haven't advertised it yet, but I'm telling you guys here first. So, check that out. I'm nervous because I haven't done comedy since November. But it'll be fine because
You're gonna bomb. You're gonna bomb. It's fine.
How
No
dare
problem.
you son of a bitch! I freaked out when you said that. I'm like,
Just
but-
like my movie. I mean, my movie's gonna suck, but I mean, just get excited about it. Who cares?
I'm excited about it. Here's the thing: who gives a shit? It's gonna be fun. I want to do it to have
Not
fun
me.
no matter what. So, yeah, that's it. Honestly, just to wrap this up, this soda, I've kind of changed my mind on it. I like it better than the first time. But I'm comparing it to that company Boylan's. I had a diet
No.
Boylan's yesterday. Oh, it was delicious. A black cherry diet Boylan's. So if anybody wants to send me any of that stuff, I'll take it. But that's it, man. I guess we'll wrap it up. I'm gonna go finish up this spaghetti squash. I'm gonna go make a fresh marinara with some Wagyu beef, and then maybe I'll do some writing. Things are happening. I'm staying creative. I've been doing some drum cover things just for practice. People are sending me suggestions. I'm not gonna do those. I'm kidding. But yeah, that's it. Do you have any? I've been watching this this show. I guess it's not new, but it's based on the town of Castle Rock. It's called Castle Rock. It's like Stephen King writes about that a lot. But it's an original series. It's on Hulu. I've enjoyed that. I watched a movie called Promising Young Woman, which I thought was really well done. And on Valentine's Day with my girlfriend, that was good. Bo Burnham is in it. It's a trippy movie. Have you heard of that?
No, I never have.
It's about this woman who she pretends to get blackout drunk. These fucking pervs take her home, and then she fucking goes, "What are you doing?" And she, chaos ensues. They go, "Oh my god, I
Wow,
thought."
that sounds good.
Yeah, it was good.
Vendetta movies. I'm trying to watch as many Vendetta
Oh,
movies
it's
as
a
possible.
full-on vendetta movie. It's
Yeah, I need that.
Yeah. It's I think right now because it's a new movie, it was like $20 to rent, but it was our date night, so we enjoyed it, and it was at least worth it. So, check it out.
Well, I won't be doing that. Not to make any.
Find a free download,
Not gonna make
whatever. I rented it for the both of
I'll
us.
wait for it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it, man. You got any recommendations?
I think Survivor was probably like one of the best TV shows ever made. It's strangely incredible, and I enjoy watching it. And if you ever want to do a Patreon, mostly Survivor, would love to talk about it. If you watch Survivor,
all of those things are such an interesting. It's not even about the show; it becomes a character study for me. Yeah,
it's definitely a psychological study in behavioral. It's behavioral science, and it's the 100th monkey. It's the 100th monkey theory, and just evolution and tribal politics, and it's incredible.
Man.
I love it.
Man,
It's game theory.
Heck yeah. But yeah, there it is, guys. Go. So go make something when you're done with this, or maybe tomorrow, or if you're listening to this and you're making something, whatever it is, just make something that wasn't there before. That's all I'll say. I'll leave it there. Try to keep that fucking positive mental attitude, and let's all just keep moving forward. That's all you can really do. And till next week, we'll see you. Yeah.
wanna be. And these words I speak today, will that be okay? It's as long as